After being captivated by the perfect execution of the first episode and amazed by the show's attention to detail, by episode 2, any and all doubts I may have had for this series is gone, and I am now ready to settle in for a binge watch. A good director will take advantage of nearly every camera angle or lighting effect to add to the artwork. If there's dust on a TV, it was put there. Light shining through a window was designed that way. And the letters on Johnny's wall are crooked for a reason. These tiny and easily missed details adds to every bit of the story presented. I'm Martin Fobert and welcome back to the Cobra Kai Guy. Movies, television shows, plays even are a very unique type of art. They take many people working at once, all performing a specific task in order for that art to exist. Before the invention of audio tape or film, the only way to watch stories for entertainment was to see them live. Once those performers or crew went their separate ways, that art was lost forever. With the introduction of video and audio tape, the landscape for the performing arts was changed significantly, and the term immortalized in film was coined. I believe the very best filmmakers take this to heart. When they make a new movie, they're not just trying to make a great trailer clip or a massive spectacle. Instead, they see this as an opportunity to pour their passion into something, to use every tool at their disposal to create a piece of art that can last forever. These are the movies and shows that we watch over and over again, analyzing the tiniest details. It's so satisfying to me as a viewer because we can look at these details to help better understand the story and characters, knowing that their inclusion was not accidental, but there for a very specific reason. As I watch Cobra Kai, I can tell that that level of attention was given to this series, and these are some of the few details that intrigued me in the second episode of Cobra Kai, titled Strike First. Episode 2's opening scene mirrors that of episode 1. Instead of Johnny starting his day, we see Daniel LaRusso go through his morning routine.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Which is the same as Johnny's routine, but different. And again, with no dialogue, we are told everything we need to know about Daniel from the visuals and perfect choice of music. We can clearly see he has come quite a long way since we last saw him. Now, I thought it was an excellent choice by the writers to make Daniel work on cars. As we know, Mr. Miyagi taught Daniel-san much more than karate.
You're not going to be able to fix that. How'd you do that?
Trimming bonsai trees, car maintenance, and most importantly, focus and balance. No doubt Mr. Miyagi's influence on Daniel helped him to become as successful as he is. How far can he go without that guidance anymore? Later we see LaRusso and his family at the Encino Oaks Country Club, officially completing the status swap between Daniel and Johnny. LaRusso now enjoys fine dining where Johnny's family once did, and Johnny is eating his pizza dinner out of a convenience store like a bum.
Eating his dinner at the mini-mart like a bum?
When Johnny starts to give his first lesson, he soon realizes that being the sensei is going to be as much as a learning experience for him as it will be for his lone student, Miguel, played by Xolo Maridueña. When I talk about every detail and frame being there for a reason, this is one of those details. During this scene, we keep seeing Sensei Lawrence standing in front of his stenciled words on the wall, "Strike first, strike hard, no mercy." We saw Johnny put this on the wall in the first episode, but it is very emphasized in this scene. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, but the last 3 letters in mercy are crooked. This is not a mistake by set designers. This simple detail subtly tells us that the mantra, "Strike first, strike hard, no mercy," is fundamentally flawed. I think I might see a moment like this in every episode, a moment where Zabka communicates so much with just a single look. During this conversation between him and Miguel, all we know about Johnny's son is that there's a 9-year-old picture of him on his fridge. When Sensei Lawrence asks Miguel about his father and replies he never knew his father, this look right here. I see a man that is genuinely sorry for Miguel not having a father in his life, a pain that Johnny knows well, and in the same moment, I can see a look of shame and regret for not being a better father himself. Perhaps these two meeting each other is a chance for redemption. Not long after, we see the first steps in Miguel's transformation, one we see evolve over the course of the first season. Xolo Maridueña's performance is incredible. His ability to go from shy, insecure dork to confident and strong is outstanding. From the expression on his face to the way he carries himself and even his voice becoming stronger. Any film project that involves a lot of youth actors can be a very risky project to take on. You never quite know how these young and inexperienced actors are going to work out. Can they handle the stresses involved? Or if they can keep it up for several years? But so far in Cobra Kai, I give the young actors all the props I can. Their performances are on point and their range is incredible. So many of these characters are playing almost completely different people by the end of the first season. I don't know how the producers went about casting these parts. I honestly haven't looked into it, but I do know you certainly can't just pull a dozen young actors' names out of a hat and expect them all to work out. So much of the story's backbone is about the youth. If they couldn't hold up their performances, this series simply wouldn't work. The makers of the show did everything they could to make sure everything was as good as they can make it, and it started long before filming began by finding the perfect actors for these roles. Like episode 1, there are too many details that intrigue me for me to point them all out, so I'm going to pick my next favorite for the last. The way the final scene in this episode mirrored the scene in The Karate Kid Part 3 when Daniel confronted Terry Silver at his dojo. That look of caution and a bit of fear on Daniel as he enters the dojo. Same camera angle, same short ominous entranceway. Silver's dojo was still being renovated, so was Johnny's. And of course the same eerie lighting, dimly lit and headlight shine peering through the blinds. The tension can be felt in the room like a pressure rising. This whole encounter was masterfully executed and literally sends shivers down my spine. Now by the end of the second episode, anybody watching this can tell this wasn't made because somebody said, "Hey, let's take this popular logo, slap it on this product. Who cares if it's good or not? The fans will buy it." Yes, someone at some point obviously thought Cobra Kai was going to sell. I mean, this is show business. But from everything that I can see on screen and off screen in interviews and other media, is that this was truly an artistic inspiration before it was a product to sell. A movie or TV show made with a lot of flash and great trailer clips might make a lot of money on its opening weekend, maybe even enough to justify a sequel. But I assure you, they will be forgotten. In this day and age, practically every single form of media can last indefinitely, but it's only the greatest pieces of film art that will be immortalized. Thank you all again for joining me on the Cobra Kai Guy. All of your support, likes, comments really do mean a lot to me. And the community of Cobra Kai and Karate Kid fans that I have found on Twitter is truly amazing. Their positive vibes are great. Thank you all so much. Please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the Cobra Kai Guy.